Hi, my name is Felicia Hankins, and I'm one of the high school counselors at Newcomer Academy. We also have Rita Robinson Secession. She's a high school counselor, and Alethea Victor is the middle school counselor. Our principal is Gwen Snow, and this is a little tour of our school. We are located where the old Myers Middle School used to be, our Phoenix. We're on Pulliam Drive, right off Hikes Lane. Many of our students help us paint the Scott Wade is one of our English teachers at Newcomer Academy.
Hi, I'm Scott Wade. I'm English teacher at the ESL Newcomer Academy, and that school is for only immigrants and refugees. I was news reporter for 16 years. I was education reporter at the Courier-Journal. There was a day I was in class, it was at Atherton. I was just the reporter with a notepad in the room, and I was leaving, and a boy from Bosnia asked if I could help him. And he just put his hand on my arm and said, "Can you help me, mister?" And I sat down by him and I said, what are you trying to figure out? And it became a life-changing moment. For me, his name was Darko. Darko asked me for help, and I did that. And then as I was leaving, he touched my arm again and said, "Can you come back, sir?" And I got to my car, and I was on the way to the newsroom, and I thought, man, that was really cool. And within 3 months, I was Darko's teacher in that very classroom. When I became one of the 9 finalists for Kentucky Teacher of the Year, my first thought was that it was a recognition of the mission of our school. Imagine if you and I were sitting in a classroom in Saudi Arabia and everything was Arabic. We'd be clueless. I just feel like very few people can really understand or think about the immigrant experience, but I was hoping that I would be able to tell about how teachers at my school work hard every day to help these students, to get them ready for America. I'm Scott Wade, and I am JCPS.
How we prepare our schools to be ready for their reside or their choice schools. All students are placed at Newcomer Academy through the ESL office. We have grades 6 through 12. On August 25th, 2020, our enrollment was 420 students. And by December 18th, 2020, we increased by 100 students. So we had 520. And then by the end of the school year, we had 611. That's a smaller number than what we're used to, but we constantly are getting new students. And the courses that we offer at Newcomer Academy, we try to align with the schools that they're going to be going to so that they're prepared to just continue their credits. We offer performance-based learning, civics, world history, U.S. history, English 1, 2, 3, 4, business and career exploration, algebra interventions, algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, personal finance, ESL 1, 2, 3, 4, basic ESL, ESL writing for juniors, and ESL writing for seniors, chemistry, physics with earth, space, science, biology, computer literacy, humanities, physical and health education, and advocacy. Each student's first and second day at Newcomer Academy, we have a checklist that they need to go through and to fill out forms and get the supplies that they need. And we have teachers responsible for fulfilling these checklists so that the students are prepared to start school, start their courses on the third day. We give them each a math placement test, and that helps us to determine where they are in their math. Some people get every single one of them right, which means they've had algebra. It's time to put them in geometry. We don't want to hold students back. Many of our students come to school without transcripts, so we need to know where they are at in their academic level. We also provide them a WIDA test to see how much English they know already. And that also helps us with placing them in the correct cohorts. Counselors look at the PSP for previous education experiences, accommodations, health issues, special education, previous country, and language placement for advocacy. And it's really important that even when they don't come from Newcomer Academy and you get an ESL student straight from the ESL intake office, that you take time to look at their PSP. And so when you look at the PSP, you want to see what country they're from. This student was from Cuba, a male. His birth date, he's 16 years old. He speaks Spanish. And then the last grade he completed was the 9th grade, and that was in Cuba. And you can see by this PSP that he went to school for a year in Texas in the 8th grade, which means he's going to be responsible for taking the K-Prep this school year that his first year. Most of the time the students don't have to take the K-Prep because they're brand new to the country and they don't have previous education in English, so they get to skip a year of taking K-Prep. But if they come in as a 10th grader and they have been in the United States for a year, they will have to take the K-Prep. You want to look at the transcript at registration. Notice that his is blank, but we know that he went to the 9th grade in his country. He completed the 9th grade, but he has no transcripts to prove this. And sometimes they do the summary of education experience. We cannot give credits if they don't have a transcript, but there is a way for them to get some credits. Most of our students were placed at Newcomer during COVID. They couldn't test them, so we received some students that probably shouldn't have been placed with us, but because their English was so high. But I mean, we all did what we had to do through COVID. On students' third day, students are placed in their classes on their third day of enrollment. SIFE students, that's significant interruption in formal education students, are flagged in Infinite Campus for 1 year. And these students usually stay with us for a year, at least 2 years. Previous education, if a student has a transcript, it is provided to the ESL office for evaluation, and after the evaluation of the transcript is complete, the ESL office sends it to the counselors to be entered into Infinite Campus. When a student does not have a transcript but attended a high school in his or her country, credits could be awarded by successful performance of the students in higher level courses when the courses are sequential in nature, such as English, math, history, and science. Successful performance shall consist of achieving at least a C or higher in the course by the 12th week of school, or by passing an examination of similar nature and content to the examination used for other students receiving credits for a particular course within the school district and graded on a comparable basis. And this is Kentucky law, and we follow this Kentucky law to be able to award students credits, especially if they are unable to get their transcripts, because some students have gone to school for 12 years in their, up until their 12th year of school, and they cannot prove it because they don't have transcripts. So this is a way for us to not have to have the student repeat 4 years of high school. We have a program called Accelerate to Graduate at Newcomer Academy, and these are for students they'll be placed in this cohort. They're going to graduate this school year. The student has to have at least 10 credits at the beginning of the school year to participate in A to G, and they need to be over the age of 18. Classes are performance-based learning classes. These are our 2021 A to G graduates. They got to graduate at Doss High School. We have an advisory period for middle school, that's 4th period, and for high school, that's 5th period. And in this advisory period, that's when we do math and reading interventions and support. And 1 week a month, the counselors provide social emotional lessons for the classes. Our students also have advocacy, and that's every Monday, 4th period for middle, 5th period for high, and the students are scheduled in their language groups for advocacy. Social emotional learning usually takes place in advocacy also. The ILP, the individual learning plan, every student is attached to an ILP class with their counselors as the teacher. Counselors provide information in the Google Classroom for the student's success in school and in their future. Students can easily communicate with their counselors by providing messages in the stream. All students have been assigned their ILP counselors, have gone into the classroom to discuss how to access their ILP to start working on it. And in March, students are expected to have completed the ILP and uploaded it into their backpack. And this is what our ILP looks like. We have adjusted the recommended ILP for our students. And they are expected to complete this by March. And at the once they complete it, there is a form at the bottom of the ILP. We have them fill out this form, and that way we know it is completed. We'll get an email telling us that they have completed their ILP. So that helps us to keep track. We have a master schedule by teachers, and I've attached this here so that you can see the courses that we do offer. And then we have another easier to read schedule that I've also attached so you can get an idea. We have a 7-period day. And our students stay in the same cohort all day long unless they have a course they've already taken a course. Then we'll go ahead and schedule them in another class because we don't want students to waste their time repeating classes that they've already had. So that gives you an idea of what we offer at Newcomer Academy. How we determine who's going to transition. Newcomer Academy has a transition plan that we have to follow, and this is how we determine how students will transition to their reside school. If students apply to a choice school and are accepted, no matter the scores that they have, if they've been accepted to that school, they get to go. So I've attached this so that you can review our transition plan. SIFE students usually stay with Newcomer 1.5 to 2 years. Any student who scores a 2.1 or higher on their access score will transition, and parents can always request their child attend their reside school and file appeal with the Newcomer Academy principal. So that they're transition ready, the ILP is complete and uploaded into their backpack. All students have successfully given their backpack defense. Those students who are special ed or potentially special ed have been identified or referred for an evaluation, and students have gone to their new school on a field trip and have been given a tour of the school and provided with information as to what to expect when they begin attending their school. And these are some resources from the counselor if you just press on them. This is our Bitmoji classroom, and there's all kinds of links to take you to see the counselors' individual classrooms. Many of the things, like the virtual calming notebook, that came from Michelle Searcy. We've added it into our little classroom here. And then we have a choice board. It has all kinds of educational information, PowerPoints on these choice boards. And then here's a language glossary that our students can use. And here's the ILP website, and here's our suicide prevention website, and here's our parent resource website. And this gives a lot of information, even in different languages, to assist parents and students with their needs. And this is one of our students made a goodbye video. I wanted
A year ago, I arrived at the United States of America. I didn't know what this country was like. Who will be my teachers and my classmates? And after a few days, I arrived at the Newcomer Academy. A school with students from different countries. And even my country, that is Mexico. A school with the students who want to improve every day. A school that made me feel welcome. A school with teachers who cares about you and about your future. And now we are like a family. But the time has come to leave, and it's time to say goodbye. But first, I want to say thank you for all the love, for all the patience, for all the education, for everything. And for all the help that the teachers provide to all the students. Thank you for making each student feel unique and special. Thank you for making Newcomer Academy a second home. Thank you for all the moments.
First, I want to say thank you for all teachers. I appreciate them because they teach us so many things and I learned many things in school.
Say thank you and thanks all teachers at Newcomer ESL English as a Second Language for me to improve my English. I started learning there and I wasn't not even to speak English.
What are you? You don't say I'm Mexican or I'm Puerto Rican. You say I'm an explorer. That's what we are.
I will never forget you. All of you will be inside my mind and inside my heart. Newcomer Academy, breaking walls, building futures. Goodbye, Newcomer Academy.
So that ends the presentation, and if you have any questions, just let us know. Thank you.